Part 1, The Fire Drill. I was 14, 8th grade, my last year of middle school. It was math class when I raised my hand, grabbed the wooden plank that served as the bathroom pass and walked out. The main floor bathroom had an out-of-order sign taped to the door. So I started toward the stairs when a random older man appeared in the hall. He wasn't a teacher. I knew every face in that building. He smiled and asked, "Hey, do you know where the nearest bathroom is?" I told him, "Yeah, either upstairs or downstairs." He nodded, thanked me, and started up the stairs. Not wanting any more weird conversation, I went downstairs instead. The lower level was quiet, just a few unused locker rooms and 4 bathrooms. I opened the door. The light was off as usual. I flicked it on and stepped inside. I covered the toilet seat with paper, sat down, then suddenly a white light began flashing. The fire alarm started blaring. A fire drill. My heart dropped. Everyone was evacuating, and I was stuck in the bathroom. I figured I'd just wait it out. But the flashing light and the distant alarm were giving me a headache. Then, the alarm got louder. Someone had opened the door. Footsteps echoed across the tiles until they stopped right in front of my stall. 2 feet stood there facing the door. No voice. No knock. Just silence. I leaned forward and looked through that 1-inch crack in the stall door, the one everyone hates. And staring right back at me, pressed against the crack, was an eye. A man's eye. Wide open. Watching. Then came a low chuckle. My chest tightened. I froze, and before I could react, he dropped to his knees. His head slipped under the stall. It was the same man from the hallway. He crawled in, grabbed me, and clamped his hand over my mouth. I remember him whispering, "Don't struggle. Just relax." Then, the alarm blared louder and I heard the principal's voice. "Anyone in here?" I screamed, muffled through his hand. The principal came rushing over, shouting to open the door. The man released me, yanked the door open, and bolted. The principal couldn't chase him. He was old and the school had no cameras. The man vanished. The principal hugged me, trembling, saying he was proud I was okay. He called my parents. My friend saw me leave, crying, humiliated, but alive. He passed away 5 years later. To this day, I still think of him as the man who saved my life. Part 2, The Shack in the Woods. High school. Fire drills used to be fun. That day it was dark and cloudy, perfect weather for skipping out. My friends and I had heard there'd be a drill during 3rd period. So when the alarm blared, we slipped out the back with the crowd and headed for the sump behind the school, a deep pit surrounded by woods. Everyone knew that spot. Kids drank, smoked, even had bonfires there. It was quiet, hidden. The air smelled like rain and the sky looked bruised, heavy clouds pressing down. As my friend pulled out the pipe, I noticed something between the trees. A face. Just barely visible above the shrubs. Pale, motionless. I blinked, looked away, told my friends. When I looked back, gone. They laughed it off, said I was paranoid. But that image stuck in my head. When they decided to walk deeper into the woods, to that old maintenance shack, I wanted to turn back. The path was narrow, slick with mud. I kept hearing footsteps that weren't ours, snapping twigs, soft crunches. Then a sharp crack, like a branch breaking behind us. I stopped. What the hell was that? Nothing. Just silence. Finally we saw the shack. It looked like something from a nightmare. Rotted wood, grass growing through the path, door barely hanging on its hinges. Jack pushed it open. The smell hit first, mold, something wet and rotten. Inside were broken crates and shadows. Then a sound. A wet, heavy plop, followed by a single footstep. We turned, and saw the outline of a man standing in the far corner. Tall. Motionless. We didn't scream. We just backed away fast. As we reached the door, lightning flashed, and in that split second of light I saw his face. Or what was left of it. Half of it looked melted, sliding off the bone. One eye socket was empty. The other, staring dead at me. We ran until our lungs burned. Back at the sump, we paused, and then Jack pointed up the hill. There was another man standing at the edge of the woods. Just watching. The same pale face I'd seen earlier. We never told anyone. Never went back. Part 3, The Room Below. There was a locked door under our school. Everyone knew it, but no one knew where it led. Only during fire drills did it open, when every door in the building was unlatched. My friend Kyle and I were stupid enough to find out. When the alarm rang, we hid in a bathroom until the hall cleared, then slipped into the stairwell behind that door. A single flickering light bulb hung from the ceiling. It illuminated a narrow hallway that led deeper underground. We used our phone lights after that. There was a door at the bottom. Do not enter. So naturally we entered. It was a small square room, maybe 10 by 10 feet. Empty except for a vent in the corner, and a faint metallic clicking coming from it. We thought maybe it was an animal. But as we got closer, the sound changed. It became breathing. Kyle dared me to hold my phone to the vent. I did, crouched, pressed my ear close. That's when something grabbed my ear. A human hand, cold, rough, and strong, shot through the vent and clamped onto me. I screamed. Kyle yanked me back. We stumbled, slammed the door shut, and ran upstairs until we were outside, gasping. The next day we went to the janitor, old Tom. We told him everything, asked if anyone had been working down there. He frowned. Kit, nobody's been in that room for years. And there's no access vent down there anymore. Kyle and I just looked at each other, pale. Because we both knew what we felt. And whatever it was still down there.